So I'm often asked whether the penalties are greater in a Virginia case for somebody who's out of state. And the short answer is, of course not. Anybody who is accused here in Virginia is going to be treated the same, whether they're a resident or not a resident. The real difference for an out-of-state driver is not additional penalties for what they may have done, but whether or not they're going to be treated the same prior to the trial. Specifically, if you're accused of a crime and a court has to decide whether to give you a bond, that is, let you out of jail, they might decide, well, somebody who's living in some more remote part of the country is less likely to come back, so they might be more likely to hold on to you and not give you a bond. That's a really good reason to talk to a local attorney. Many out-of-state residents want to know whether or not they need to be present at every stage of a case. And the answer is that many stages don't require you to be there, especially if it's not one of the most serious types of offenses. The law says you need to be present whenever something important is being decided about your case, or if you're at risk of going to jail. But for cases where there is little or no risk of going to jail, the court will often waive the presence of the defendant. This might be common in a speeding context or a reckless driving context. But for something more serious, like a DUI or a drug case, yes, you're going to need to be present. So I've handled many hundreds of out-of-state defendant cases. Many times those cases are in a traffic context. Virginia has 2 major highways running through it from north to south, and so many travelers will get a reckless driving case, perhaps a DUI case. But it's also important because a lot of the serious drug crime and burglary and those sorts of offenses can come from out of state as well. So yes, I've handled many hundreds of them. It's always best to sit down face to face and meet with the person that I'm going to represent. They know they've got an attorney, they know what I'm like, I know what they're like, we're able to get heart to heart a little bit easier. But very often if someone's out of state, their first concern is, do I need to travel all the way to Virginia just to talk to you and figure out whether I want to hire you? And the answer is no. I handle a lot of these cases over the telephone. Again, I think it's best to do it face to face, but if that's difficult for you, we can handle it by telephone. Whether it's face to face or whether it's over the phone, when you come in for your initial strategy session, we're going to lay out the entire case. We're going to figure out what you've been charged with. We're going to figure out what are the elements of the case, what are the facts from your point of view, what are some of the possible outcomes you could get, and what are some of the pitfalls that we need to avoid. Also, when I handle your case, I'm going to be the only attorney handling your case from start to finish. I'll be the attorney helping to lay out the strategy for you. I'll be the attorney at every one of your court appearances, and I'll be the attorney working with you straight from the beginning to the end.